Hello neighbors, you're going to want to be able to kick off and play all of these songs that we're going to be teaching here. 10 jam session favorites in the key of A. These won't all be getting called in the key of A, of course, but you're going to want to be able to play them in A, and of course G and B flat, all different places. Now I'm going to show you an intermediate version, maybe a couple little versions, kind of more on the Monroe style of town, go figure. And then it's going to be your job to kind of get to where you can hum it in your mind. Of course, figure out the chords. We got to do that first. And then to be able to slow the video down when necessary and pick it out one little phrase at a time. This is your hard work, hard yard work of the building of the bridge between your ear and what you can find on the mandolin. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop skip to it. And we're going to be starting off with Mountain Dew. Okay, how's it even go? Key of A. All right, so it's something like this. Down road here from me, there's an old hollow tree where you lay down $1 or $2. And you go round the bend and you come back again. There's a jug full of that good old Mountain Dew. This is the part you might know right here. They call it that good old Mountain Dew. So what you're going to be hearing me doing is a lot of sliding up to the 7th fret of the D to get the unison note with the A string there. And then also getting your double stops as an open E string ringing when you're playing stuff on the A string, like your 2nd fret and your 4th fret. Okay, and of course, starting with your pickup notes, got to have them in there, and then a little tag on most of these is how it's going to go. So the chords. But before we do, please like and subscribe. And go ahead and hit that little bell there for the notifications, and you'll get all the good stuff from Noy Mountain Music. Thank you. And please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. A. It's 2 full bars of the modern count. Then D. Back to A full of full bar. Then it stays right in A for 2 full bars. Then a split bar A, back to A. Okay, so with pickup notes, you can always go 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and 1. Okay, you can also go down on this one, which is a good thing to do if you're using the flat 7, which is your 5th fret of the D. I'm not going to explain this in detail. Again, it's going to be part of your hard yard work to pick this out one little note at a time, get to where you can hum it. Doesn't have to be exactly like I'm playing it. That's where your style is going to come in there. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. So many different ways you can phrase, little last split bar turns. Little Monroe stuff there. You kind of always default to that. That's Mountain Dew, folks. What's next on the list? It's Old Slew Foot. I heard 6,000 people sing along with Billy Strings. Old Slew Foot. That was quite an experience up in Nashville a month or so ago. How does it even go? The chorus. He'd be around the middle and he's brought across the rump, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet to jump. Ain't never been caught, he ain't never been to see trees. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. All right, what's the chords on that little part there? That's halfway through. I guess you could maybe put a little E chord on there if you want to. Most mostly just the A chord and the D chord. All right, but you got to get your pickup notes. 1, 2, 3.
Monroe style, which means you're moving a lot on your upstrokes and stuff like that. You can play it simpler. Bear tracks, coming after me. Even that, you know. You can play it simpler. This is kind of more intermediate, maybe even a little bit more advanced, but you can get those slides. Getting that slide of the major third is one of the nicest sounds, especially in A. You get the open E ring with your double stop. That's moving on your upstroke. Up, down, that's the Monroe style. Good to get a little G run, but we're in A. I really like to do that. Bear tracks, coming after me. Then you pick up notes. Syncopation. Or you can go to end it up. That's the melody, and of course you're going to be able to want to pick it up high. That on and on. So on and on, or as some people say it, on and on, is often usually played in G because the high note for the tenor is the high 1. So if you're playing in A, that's going to be a really high note for a man to sing, if that's still okay to say. But anyway, some people might sing it in A, and it's going to go something like this. It's on the chords. On and on, I'll follow my darling, and I wonder where she could be. The end, you know, full bar A, 1, 2, 3, 4, then split bar from the 4, D back to A, negative A for a full bar, then a full bar E to 5, that's halfway, A, same split bar from D back to A, then the split bar from A to E, and then back to A, alright. Traveling down this long, lonesome highway, I'm so lonesome I could cry. Memories of how we once loved each other, and now you're saying goodbye. It's not super easy to play all that bluesy stuff, including the beautiful major 7 over the 4 chord, which is a bluegrass sound. It's kind of one of the more advanced harmonies that you hear and can be sometimes neglected. It's not easy to play all this stuff in a kind of real nuanced, fluid kind of way, smoothly. Let's see what you can find. You know, again, you can slide into that major third, you know, when it's happening. You know, but that downbeat comes in on the 5, which is the E. Getting used to that idea of using the minor third. That's a Monroe sound. There are 3, 0, 3, 2, open, traveling down. You know, the vocal melody goes down, but you can go to turn it into your mandolinese. So getting used to playing that double stop there, the 51 double stop over the D chord, which is 7th fret of the D, 5th fret of the A. Really important because we'll be doing that over and over again because so many of the vocal melodies are going to go to the 5th interval of the D chord, which is an A note. You know, so you can strengthen that with the harmony on top, which is 5th fret of the A. That 31 there is a little touch when you're coming down. Down to your double stop, 2nd fret of the D, open A. You can even have the 51 double stop to lead off with. That's one of the best Monroe style sounds, is to play the 2nd fret of the A with the open E and just a little shuffle. You know, you could do something fancy. More
fiddly, but it's really strong and powerful to just play that with the right rhythm. You know, do a little slidey. You know, get your little repeater. Tag. And of course, up the neck. Well, that might be enough to get you started on and on. Okay, what's next? Freeborn Man. Jimmy Martin's World. How's it even go? Well, I got a gal in Cincinnati, got one in San Antonio. Always love a girl next door, any place is home. I'm a freeborn man. Thanks indeed. My home is back to the end. I look at the edge of the highway. Every foot is back up a mile of railroad track. This kind of Jimmy Martin world where some of the chords can kind of hang for a long time, and so it might get a little bit nebulous, but the thing you want to focus on is, of course, the melody. So when it hits that 4 chord there, it's going to hang for a long time. Again, it's that major 7th tonality. My home is on. You can do more bluesy. My home is on my back. But my point is, when you get to the 4 chord, it hangs there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 8 quarter notes, 2 full bars in the modern count. All right. So what does that add up to? How does it even start? How does it even go? I can't even remember because my memory ain't that long. That's okay. I can remember that one little verse. I got a gal in Cincinnati. I got a woman in San Antonio. I always love the girl next door, but any place is home. I'm a freeborn man. So the melody note over the 4 chord is the D. So you can do a little something. Razzle dazzle in there, right? Again, so it's starting with the 5. Sounds in your head for these licks. You know, playing that kind of old Joe Clarky stuff on the E string and the A string. Those are good blues sounds because that's the minor, so what do you call it? The flat 7, the G note over the it would be the 5 chord, but in the A scale it's the flat 7. Flavor all that to taste. How's this song even start off? I can't remember. That's okay. But just remember, it starts on the 5, which is the E note. I was born in the Southland, right? I was born in the Southland some 29 years ago. Always with a girl like that. That's why it's good to have all that boogie woogie stuff kind of underneath your fingers. As a kind of bridge from beginning male to intermediate to more advanced. You know, you can do all kinds of stuff through there. That's kind of where your style is going to come out. If you want to play more bluesy. go to Old Home Place. All right. Chords in this one's a little tricky because it's got the 3 in there. It goes A, A, and then it goes to the 3 chord, which in A is going to be C sharp. Then to the D, D, back to A, then to the 5 E chord, and back to A, then your C sharp or C sharp, C sharp or 7, D and A, A to the bar, E, back to A. It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the harbor where I was born, where the cool fall nights make the wheels small rise and the fox hunter blows his horn. You play it real simple, and then that little tonality for the 3 chord there, you can feel into that. That's cool to kind of, maybe even get a little corner of that F in there. That can be a good little piece of harmonic information to have to color that chord there. Of course, Ricky would do some. It's kind of hard to beat that. Hear that 5 there, over the 5, it's the 5 of the 5, it's the B note, second fret of the A, and the open E. Just let it ring with the open E. That's a strong sound there. It doesn't have to be fancy to be powerful and rhythmic. Sometimes it's nice to just play the melody straight so everybody knows you're not showing off, which is kind of showing off in a way, ironically. That classic fiddle tune tag there, probably, Ozo Clark tag, the first one that was ever gave. Fox hunter blows his horn is the melody, but you can do that little tag. You can have more elaborate, pickup notes. If you want to do something razzle dazzle in there, but it's nice to keep it straight though. Slides are powerful. Parallel fists. So that's classic Monroe language there over the 5s instead of just hanging. You could go a little bounce down. What's that from? Will You Be Loving Another Man or something? Classic Monroe language there. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy to be good. All right. Now we're looking at the Stanley Brothers, Think of What You've Done, also colloquially called Heart to Heart, because that's what it starts. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you, like the flowers need the dew, loving you's been my life, love. I can't believe we're really through. That's what it plays. That one thing. Darling, think of what she done. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you. Like the flowers need the dew. Loving you has been my life long. It's going to be really hard to play it just like the vocal melody, but you can try just to get some of that cool, sophisticated, slightly swingy, slightly syncopated phrasing. be good. You know, this is simple, but it's thoughtful. Again, being able to play it up the neck. Next one is, we can do the chords, but hopefully you can kind of figure that out. Little Cabin Home on the Hill. All right. Do 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 do. This is a great one. Do 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 do. For many reasons, got a little swing in it. I'll just keep it there so I won't feel alone in our little cabin home on the hill. The chorus goes to the 4. We won't worry about that, you know. For tremolo too. So if you practice playing like your melody with all downstrokes, and you bring the upstroke back, add some of that in there with some eighth notes or long notes to connect the phrases together. It's kind of hard to stop doing the tremolo once you do it. That's the fast tremolo. You can do a slower tremolo. This is kind of a classic one to study. Bill's break. Here. Stuff. And again, so like, you know, this is for the first time. You can have the open E ring, and sometimes if you're playing the open A over the D chord, because it creates a suspension of the 9, which is nice. Really, that would be like the, you know, 2nd fret of the E for your regular proper double stop, even though that's missing the D note. That would be your most proper double stop. Same stuff over and over again. Now we're going to do a hard one, okay? This is going to be Big Spike Hammer, which has got an unusual chord in it, doesn't it? Can't you hear the ripple of my Big Spike Hammer? You know, how's it go? Do 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 do. Then do the 4 chord and the 4 and back to the 6 minor, which is F sharp minor. Do 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 do. For $1.50 a day or whatever. 4 4 4 4 4 6 minor. Then it goes to the 5. This is a little bit of a tricky one, but here's kind of the basic melody. 5 chord at the end. Can't you hear the rhythm of my big spike hammer? And it kind of comes in on the 1, on the and of 1 over the 4 chord. 1. Lord, it's busting my side. I've done all I can do to keep that woman. Still, she's not satisfied. That's when you gotta have some notey stuff because it's. That's a good little run there, isn't it? Kind of Daybreak and Dixie were on the B part. You know, also the Infinity World. So your first fret of the G, 1, 2, 4, open D upstroke. From here it's kind of easy. 2, 4, 6, 0, 2. So you go 1, 2, 4, open D, 2, 4, 6. Open 2, 4, 5, second fret. That's where it doesn't hit the open E. It goes right to the F sharp note, second fret of the E. Then open E, straight down your scale. 5, 4, 2, open. That's a good little lick for E. So you can put that at the end. And again, that's arpeggiated. E upstroke to kind of deviate a little slightly, which is like the 2. You couldn't take it out. It's kind of nice to have it there. Something like that to get down there to 6 minor, which is your F sharp minor. You could do it more scalarly. Something like that. A little Pocahontas shape there. 6, 7, 4, 2. Let's go on to the next one. Let's do a little Georgia Rose. We're getting into the little section. I guess we already did Little Cabin Home on the Hill. Little Georgia Rose. How's it even go? Often conflated with Rose of Old Kentucky, but the way I remember it is this is the one that's got the story. Now come and listen to my story. A story that I know is true. About a rose that bloomed in Georgia. For hair of gold and a heart so true. Way down in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Don't worry about that. That's the chorus. All right. You got that quick punch of the 4. A, D, A. And it stays in A till it goes to the E. Then back to the A, that's halfway. Then the D punch back to A. Just one beat of the D. A. Skip R to E, back to A. Come and listen to my story. Now again, major 7th tonality if you're singing it that way over the 4 chord, because that's a C sharp note over the D chord. How many times have we done that one thing in A? Full bar of E with the melody note being the prominent 5th note in the E scale. The B note over the 5 chord with the open E ringing. And again, that slide into the 7th fret of the D with the unison note open A. Monroe's language in A, it's really going to sound like bluegrass, right? situation here. Home stretch, neighbors. We got Nellie Kane. Well, we can't do Nellie Kane because that's not really an A song. That's more like a not A song. Let's make sure we got 10 though. Did we get 10? Oh, we got 10. Handsome Molly. All right. Wish I was in London, somebody's seaboard town. Set my foot on a steamboat, sail the ocean round. Sailing around the ocean, sailing around the sea. Think of handsome Molly wherever she might be. This is kind of the prettiest melody we've played, isn't it? Neighbors, I reckon that's a good number of tunes for us to be looking at here today. And hopefully it's going to help you get them more in your mind, relating the melodies to the chords and the lyrics, of course. And we didn't really even do hardly any devices or nothing like that. It's just solid, nice, upper intermediate level melody picking with a little bit of double stops, a little bit of drone-y stuff, and just keeping that shuffle going, and a big concentration on a heaping helping of the melody every single time. All right, so if you like the video, please like the video, leave us a little comment, say, and this video was Hunter's idea. He wanted me to, break down a bunch of simple jam session songs. I mean, these aren't necessarily simple, they're just kind of medium fare jam session stuff. And so I figured that if he wanted that, there'd be some other people out there that would also like it too. So thank you, Hunter, for the idea. And my point in this little moment is that if there's something that you want to learn about that we can focus on with these Monday Mandolin videos from Million Mountain Music's channel on YouTube, please let me know. Send me an email, put them in the comments, and we'll see what we can do there. So I'd like to invite you to check out patreon.com/millionmountainmusic if you'd like to support this channel. That's how we're being able to do it. Thank you so much to all the folks who are helping us on Patreon. Excuse me. Really appreciate that. And I'd love to see each new one come in, and it's encouraging, and by we'll be able to do more and more stuff. And so, yeah, you can check out the different tiers of rewards, all of that. We have the workshop. I think the next workshop that's coming up this month is going to be on improvising up the neck, jam session improvising up the neck. And so we can expand on some of the concepts we've been working on the channel here. And then we got the Monroe workshop coming up on the April 17th. And I think on that one, we're studying Blackberry Blossom. And then our tune is, I can't remember the tune right now off the top of my head. I'm a little tired because I had so much fun down in Florida this last weekend at Ernie Evans EMS Spring Bluegrass Fest. It was the first time doing the Artist at Large thing down there. I was jumping up on stage with all kinds of people. The Remedy Tree and the Wandering Hours and Serene Green and Rob Ikes and Trey Hensley did a little songwriter workshop. But it was a far piece from down there near Tampa back to Charlotte. So I'm a little tired. I jammed until 3 o'clock in the morning last night, 2 nights ago. And then we got up about 8 to come on back to Charlotte. Got to see Randy Wood stop in Savannah, and he oiled my tuners up and kind of loosened them up. So that's making me pretty happy. Good to see him down there. And then on tomorrow night, I'm taking off to go down. I'm just kind of rambling now. I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm going down to Savannah to play with Jason Carter and Michael Cleveland. Carter and Cleve, and that's exciting. So we'll see what we can do there. Anyway, neighbors, that's all for now. Lots of love from Charlotte, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios. Good night, good morning, good happy picking. I'll see you.